Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I just want to kind of go over some things I wish I knew before I went to culinary school. I don't think I've ever, I definitely shared on here that I am a professional pastry chef and I do own a business called India Sweet Treats. But yes, I did professionally go to school. I won't say where, but I did go to a very good culinary school, and I just want to share some things that I wish I knew before I went to culinary school. If you're thinking about going, these are definitely some things to keep in mind. And if you really like this video, definitely give me a thumbs up and comment below. If you went to culinary school, definitely share like if you can relate or if you can't, or if you have more questions, definitely comment below and I don't mind making a video about it. So the first thing I'm gonna start off with is, and if you see me looking down, I'm just looking at my book as I wrote everything down. You will not make $1 million off of cupcakes. So a lot of people that go to culinary school have like this huge dream, and usually it's something like they have like a simple idea that they think is just gonna really take off, which I'm not saying it won't, but with a lot of work it would. But you can't expect going to culinary school to really just be like, oh, like, yeah, this is it. $1 million is going to enter into your pocket. It's actually a lot harder than you think. Number 2 is know what you want to be before you go to culinary school, because I will say my journey of going to culinary school, there's so many avenues you can go with hospitality and the food industry, where I already kind of knew what I wanted to do once I left. Like, I always knew I wanted to work for myself. So if you don't really have that vision just yet of what you would want to do after school, or what kind of like market you want to fall into, I definitely say start with just business classes, or start with something a little bit more broader that you can switch around. Because once you go to culinary school, it's not like a regular college where you're like, okay, well, I'm just going to transfer schools, because majority of the time the credits don't transfer, because no one wants like cooking chicken 10 ways as a elective class. So definitely know what you want to do as you are going into culinary school, for sure. And it'll honestly help you with like job research and certain things like that that'll really help you along the way. The third thing is be open to learning things that are super hard, and even if you're like, I would never use this in the future, just be open to learning it, only because you'll be surprised where it's honestly the things that are a little bit harder that makes you more of a niche. And for example, I'll say like an entremet, and I'll insert a picture of an entremet because I usually say this and nobody knows what I'm talking about, but that is something that's super hard that a lot of people don't know how to do. It is very popular in like the French culture, but in America that's not a very big thing. So the fact that I know how to do it and I know how to make unique flavors is what sets me apart from somebody, let's say, that doesn't know how to do it, but maybe they know how to do mousses and that's it. So it's just kind of like, be open to learning different techniques where you're probably like, oh, I'll never use this, but it will make you a little bit more like niche once you fall into like a workplace or what you want to do or certain things like that. And it's honestly a good skill to be different in the hospitality world, because a lot of people do the same thing, and what will set you apart is doing something that other people aren't doing. And I always base my business off of that, where I want to have flavors that no one has. I want to have great customer service like no one has. I want to offer things that no other bakery has. So always keep that in mind, keep an open mind, for sure. The fourth thing would be, don't go to culinary school thinking you know everything. Yes, you can know a lot about food, you can know a lot of techniques. You might even be 30 years old watching this and being like, but I know everything, like I have the experience. It's okay. Like, I hate to say it, nobody likes those type of people in culinary school, no one's better than anyone, because at the end of the day, we're all sitting here in a class. If we're here to learn about breads, then we're here to learn about breads. Like, I don't want to hear from the student that thinks they know everything. Oh, well, I know how to do X, Y, and Z. We're here to learn. Like, I would like to know from the professional that they hired. So just don't be that student. Even if you did know, like, I was very confident going into culinary school, which it's a good thing that I did know a lot of things before I did go, but I would never be the type of person to be like, oh, I already know how to do that, so I don't need to be like shown how to do it again, or I don't need somebody critiquing me on how to do this. Or so I'm always open to like things like that, and it's okay to like maybe show certain things, like, oh, ask, is this technique okay? But definitely don't be the student that tries to like overdo what the teacher's trying to show, for sure. You probably won't have any friends. Like, it's honestly very annoying in culinary school, and you will run into a lot of people like that are very kind of cocky and wear their heart on their sleeve. And the last thing is, be open to criticism and have tough skin. And if you don't have it, definitely start to build it. Culinary school, me and my friend were talking about this the other day, but culinary school is honestly just someone critiquing you on what they think is right. So a lot of things, I could look at something and be like, oh, this is beautiful, and they could look at it and be like, but it's wrong and I don't like it. And when I went to culinary school, I would say it hurt my feelings maybe like 40% of the time if a teacher was like, I don't like that, or this is wrong, or your grade's affected because this is wrong today. It would hurt my feelings some days, but then it's like you kind of have, as I got older, I started to notice that culinary school is honestly someone critiquing you on what they think is their best professional opinion. And usually most of the teachers that are culinary instructors, pastry chef instructors, they worked in the industry maybe 10-15 years ago, which it's a different look from a lot of today's things, which I want to include some photos so you guys can get like almost like a visual of what I mean. But a lot of things that were like popular in the early 2000s, mid 2000s are not the now. Like, the now is kind of weird, a little funky. Like, people like colors, people like patterns. So never let it get to you to the point where it's like, man, like, I just want to leave. It's been a lot of times where I'm like, I don't know if this is for me. Like, people are really mean. And I hate to say, it doesn't get any better when you go into the work field of hospitality and food, but you always just have to be confident and stand strong on, like, this is me, this is what I present. Know what you bring to the table, so nobody can ever take that away from you, even if it's a job, yourself, like confidence. Like, you don't want to be on a pedestal asking the people below you, like, oh, am I good enough for this? No, you want to be on the pedestal and know, like, I'm meant to be here, I'm here for a reason, and I'm here to execute. So always really keep that in mind with culinary. I think that's one of the major things a lot of people don't talk about, that it's really just criticism and somebody saying if it's right or wrong. And at the end of the day, you just have to know, like, if this is the dream that I have, this is what I want to do, you just have to stick beside it. But I hope this helps someone. If you're going to culinary school, definitely ask me any questions that you have. Please feel free. I'll be so happy to answer them. Also, definitely comment and like this video if you found something interesting or I kind of helped you with something. And I probably will do like a part 2 of this, or talk about my culinary experience more in depth. I definitely have some crazy stories of my experience going to culinary school. But I think for today, that's all I have for you guys. I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Holla!
We be so comfortable. Girl, it's only you for me. No lie, I'm tried what they offered, they're not who I want them to be. That's not an offer.